Hello everyone. I've counted the votes, and the card you wanted me to talk about most is
Gorehowl.
Let's begin, shall we? Gorehowl is one of Azrael's most feared and notorious weapons. The skull on the front is said to be that of a Grun, the leather wraps made out of cleft hoof hides, and the skull crusher, also known as the pommel at the end, that one is designed to stun or kill an enemy. The name of the weapon is earned from the sound that it makes in battle. When swung, the holes crafted in the axe blade, it causes a shrieking sound, and it was often accompanied by Grommash Hellscream's war cries. His last name was also very fitting, however, he was not the first wielder of the weapon. It was forged 3 generations before Grommash inherited it. His great-grandfather, the first to wield Gorehowl, he used it to kill 6 legendary Grun. Their hearts were sealed into the blade, granting it untold strength, and with this strength, Gorehowl Hellscream, Grommash's father, he ended up in battle with a hulking Grun. Crushed within the jaws of this hulking Grun, Gorehowl still found the strength to bury his axe Gorehowl deep into the eye of the monster. When they fell, it was the Grun who died first. Such is the heroic death that every warsong dreams of, and when they fell, the weapon passed on to the orc that most of you are familiar with. Grommash Hellscream was leader of the Warsong clan in the time that the Legion came to Draenor. They wanted to eradicate the Draenei, but each time that they tried before, the Draenei caught on to their plans and they made their escape. That's why Kil'jaeden decided that they should use the orcs to do their dirty work. They turned them against the Draenei and they started their war. Eventually, Gul'dan took charge of this newly formed horde and he offered them some delicious demon blood, the blood of the Pit Lord Manoroth. With it, the orcs would have incredible strength, plenty to finish the job and take Shafraf City, but a little detail that Gul'dan forgot to mention is that it would also turn them into slaves of the Legion. Some amongst the orcs were wise enough to stay away from it, but most of them gladly accepted this so-called gift, with Grommash being the first among them. As you probably know by now, the orcs, including Grommash, they eventually ended up on Azeroth, and with the years, that demon blood pumping in their veins, it wasn't exactly healthy for them. They had lost their war with the Alliance, some of the people had ended up in internment camps, they had a lot of time to think about what had happened to their once proud race, what they were before the demonic influences. Eventually, young Thrall made his appearance. He was able to escape from the internment camps. He found Grommash and the remnants of the Warsong clan. He even found the clan of his parents. And together, they worked on liberating the orcs and forming a new horde. Grommash and Thrall, they became close friends. They took on great challenges together. And they even confronted the Pit Lord Manoroth.
The boy believed you could be saved. But he didn't know what burns within your soul. Within your heart, you know we are the same.
Grommash defies the demon and plunges Gorehowl in his chest. A violent explosion follows, which hits the orc straight on, and it ends his life. A heroic sacrifice to free their people from the demon's fire burning in their veins, but the legacy of Gorehowl lived on. It first showed up at the end of Karazhan raid during the Burning Crusade as a loot drop from Prince Malchezaar. It's not explained where the demon got the weapon from. You could say that Blizzard didn't think that far ahead. You could say that he got it from a different reality, or perhaps we need to go by his Hearthstone card description, which says that it's just a foam replica. Whatever the truth might be, we do know for certain that Thrall held on to the weapon and he gave it to Grommash's son, Gorehowl Hellscream, after a successful campaign in Northrend. He was welcomed as a hero of the Horde, and although his father had done great deeds with the weapon, like slaying Manoroth, he had also used it to take the life of the noble wild god Cenarius. Like any weapon, it can be used for good or ill, and Thrall told Garrosh to be the best of his father. Be the best of your father. Each of us can look at a person and see their best as something entirely different, and so did Garrosh. With Gorehowl and later the title of War Chief granted to him by Thrall, he used it in battle against people like Varian Wrynn and Jaina Proudmoore, but he also turned it against their own people like Cairn Bloodhoof, leader of the Tauren. Cairn and Garrosh ended up in Mak'gora, but unknown to all of them was that treachery was on its way. Megafa Grim Totem, an old enemy of Cairn, offered to bless Gorehowl as was tradition. In the fighting pits, Tauren and Orc they battled with each other. Cairn had the upper hand until Gorehowl touched him once, and the poison did the rest. Poison placed on the axe by Megafa. The old bull who had lived his life with honor died betrayed. As you might imagine, after these events, tensions in the Horde with Garrosh as their leader, they weren't great and became worse over time. Those that were supposed to advise him, they could not stand with the war chief and the direction he had chosen for the Horde. Things became critical when Garrosh had his orc strike at Vol'jin and he found the heart of the old god Y'Shaarj hidden beneath the land of Pandaria. The world got ready for the siege of Orgrimmar and Garrosh welcomed them. The world he had seen, rivers of blood and his glorious horde standing victorious. He welcomed it and he had no need for Gorehowl.
Look here! He left his weapon behind.
Gorehowl.
This means he's completely unhinged.
A very symbolic way of Garrosh discarding the axe of his father, stepping away from his past and embracing a new future, one steeped in the old god's power, as he now wields Xalatov's desecrated image of Gorehowl. With the world turned against him, both the Alliance and Horde worked together to kick him out of the mantle of War Chief. Garrosh eventually fell, but he was not killed. Instead, they placed him on trial, they gave him a chance to escape, and he made his way to alternate Draenor. This is a whole different reality, set around the time when the orcs were offered the demon blood by Gul'dan, but this time there was Garrosh, who informed Grommash of the price.
And what, Gul'dan, must we give in return? Everything.
And everything was a little bit too much for them, so Grommash refused the demon blood this time, and Manoroth stepped out of the shadows. Like our Grommash had done before, this alternate version also battled with him, and he plunged Gorehowl firmly in his head. A violent explosion follows, which hits the orc straight on, and it nearly ends his life. Since our Garrosh, he jumps in and he pushes him out of the way. This allowed the war chief of the Iron Horde to keep going. They will never be slaves, but they will be conquerors. He led his forces into another invasion of Azeroth and the expansion Warlords of Draenor. The Dark Portal turned red. The Iron Horde tried to take our planets, but our forces have grown much more powerful over the years, and they were able to push them back, even stepping through the Dark Portal themselves and taking the battle to the Iron Horde. We have an escaped prisoner to take care of, and within the Grand, we found Garrosh leading the Warsong clan, as Grommash is a little bit busy leading the entirety of the Horde. In his possession is Gorehowl, most likely alternate Grom's Gorehowl. Either way, we challenge the orc and we fight with him, but it's Thrall that ends up in Mak'gora to clean up the mess that he made. Garrosh must be brought to justice. Doomhammer and Gorehowl clash time and time again, the warrior against the shaman, and at first, it seems like Hellscream is winning. That is, until Thrall calls upon the elements, hold Garrosh tight in a hand made of earth, and shoots down lightning to snuff out his light. Gorehowl is left behind on the field, just waiting there for anyone to pick it up. That anyone would apparently be alternate Gul'dan, who saw the opportunity to take control of the Iron Horde, finally have the rest of the orcs accept the demon juice, and even tried to get Grommash to reconsider. In their little conversation, he drops the news that Garrosh was his son. He throws the Gorehowl at his feet, and despite being crushed, seeing his dreams of the future shatter, Grommash still refuses to become a slave of the demons. We found him again within Hellfire Citadel, now a prisoner of Gul'dan, and he has had quite a change of heart. As we set him free, he is now apparently our best friend, and he's even able to find his weapon again and use it in the final battle against our command. The mighty Defiler is brought low, Draenor is free, and the legacy of Gorehowl continues. I do wonder what happened to the Gorehowl of our reality, and why they didn't turn it into an artifact for Legion, but this is where the story ends for today. As always, I'll leave it up to you guys and girls to decide what card we're going to talk about next, so leave your suggestions in the comments down below, and who knows, your card might be used in the next video. Subscribe if you like my videos, leave a like if you enjoyed this one, and until next time guys, see ya!